Oi pessoal, hoje eu tô com o Stanley Jordan aqui no Victory Business em Juiz de Fora. Vou ter uma conversa com ele sobre a turnê que ele está fazendo aqui no Brasil com o Dudu Lima, nosso querido contrabaixista daqui de Juiz de Fora, ícone mundial aí do jazz, da música brasileira. E vai ser um prazer falar com esse grande ícone da música e apresentar isso tudo para vocês.
Stanley Jordan é um dos grandes nomes da guitarra mundial. Com uma relação antiga e intensa com o Brasil, Stanley está de volta com o show Stanley Plays Jimi, passando por várias cidades do país e renovando a brilhante e longa parceria com Dudu Lima. Nesse registro, Stanley fala sobre o Brasil, Hendrix e a presença de Dudu Lima na produção em seu novo álbum de uma composição de Tom Jobim cantada por Milton Nascimento.
Stanley, can you tell me about your new single?
Yeah, so this new single is amazing. We had the great Milton Nascimento on vocals, and we did Wave by Jobim. And there's so much history in the music, and just, I know that he loves Jobim.
Yes.
And I've loved his music going all the way back to the 80s. And I first heard him play with Wayne Shorter and Herbie Hancock, and I thought maybe someday I'll get to collaborate with that artist. And it finally happened with this song by Jobim.
What's your relationship with Brazilian music?
Well, it goes back a long time, because actually, even before I first came to Brazil, music from Brazil had an important influence on me, partly because of my upbringing in jazz. If you're studying jazz music, it's essential to include some music from the influence from Brazil. A few years back, when my band played in Sao Paulo at Bourbon Street, we were honored to have Roberto Menescal hang out with us backstage, and he was telling all these stories about his longtime collaboration with Jobim. And he told this one story that Jobim was invited to play in USA at Carnegie Hall. And he was like, I don't know, should I go? I don't know if I really want to go. And so Roberto Menescal said, no, you should go, you should definitely go. So he talked him into going, so they arrived, they're standing outside the hall, and they saw some of the great jazz musicians. The names, something like Dexter Gordon, Dizzy Gillespie, James Moody. And so now Jobim's excited. He's like, oh, this is great. We just arrived in New York, and here are some of the jazz greats right here, you know? And then those musicians walked up to him and said, hey, we're really looking forward to your show. And that's the moment that I think he really realized for the first time the influence that he was having, that his music was having on music in the USA.
It's amazing. Dudu Lima also plays with you on this single. How would you describe your partnership with him?
So Dudu Lima and I have been playing together for like 25 years now.
Whoa.
And I'm sure that we've done more than 1,000 shows in Brazil.
Yes.
And there's something that happens when you're working with someone for a long time, because it's not just the music, but also the friendship deepens, and you kind of become one, like one mind, you know? So when we're on stage, I'll get an idea to do something, and then he'll play the perfect counterpart to that, because it's just spontaneous like that.
Yes.
And he's a wonderful person. He's really spiritual and really got a big heart. And I feel really blessed to be working with him.
Yes, he's amazing. There is a very special moment in this project involving Milton Nascimento, a Tom Jobim composition, and Dudu Lima production. What does connection represent to you?
A big part of what the album is about is the inspirations that have come to me through the years. So, like on vocal, Milton's definitely one of my favorite vocalists ever. And
Like an angel.
yeah, I've used that same word that I can describe it. And also some guitarists who influenced me. Their influence comes throughout on the track. And so one is Joe Pass. In fact, the first time that I heard that song, Meditation, was on a Joe Pass album, and he played guitar on it. And now that you know that, listen to the track, because I think you'll hear the influence of Joe Pass on my guitar part.
Yes.
But it's not like I'm imitating him, but there's definitely an influence there. And, you know, I've been playing in Brazil since '85. Yeah. And so I feel like, I mean, outside of USA, Brazil is the main country that I travel to. Mm-hmm. It's like I always feel such a big welcome here. I always feel like I'm coming home. And I played in cities all over the country, and I've got my favorite spots. Okay, we're in this city, I know where I can get this food or whatever. And people often, they see me, they mistake me for a Brazilian, and I don't mind. I remember one time, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago or so, I was just standing there, and somebody came up to me and handed me a Brazilian flag, because obviously I needed one. I didn't have one, so here's your Brazilian flag. I was like, oh, thank you, you know. And I was trying to explain to my friends why that touched my heart so much. And I don't know, maybe it's too far off subject, but it was at a time when in my own country there was a lot of difficulties and a lot of conflict, and a lot of people were not proud of the flag, because there was this feeling that very bad things were being done in our name, and we didn't want to be associated with the flag because it was symbolizing some negative things. And I got a hold of this flag, and I was looking at it, and I was realizing, you know, we can change that. We have to find a way to turn this around to where people in the USA, everyone is just as proud of our flag as people in Brazil are proud of their flag. And so this is when I first started doing my Hendrix show. Yeah. So I got this idea that we would hand out American flags before the show. People were like, why are you giving me this? And then the person giving the flag would say, you'll see. So then I did the national anthem, like Jimi Hendrix did the Star Spangled Banner, the USA national anthem. And then when I did that, everybody understood. And so the whole concept of it is by turning that around and saying, wait a minute, you know, Jimmy, you can't get more cool than Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
When he did that tribute, yes, he was commenting on things like the wars and things like that, but it was also his national pride coming through as well. It's complex. And so anyway, I just felt like I think we made our flag cool again with that concert.
Yeah, it's such pleasure to have you to play in this icon like Jimi Hendrix.
Well, Jimmy was the first guitarist I emulated when I was starting out. In fact, there's an important story that a lot of people don't know, but I remember the moment that I got the news that Jimi Hendrix had passed away. And I decided in that moment that I was going to learn how to play guitar. Because I felt like, you know, he gave us this amazing, rich legacy of music, and we need to do what we can to keep that moving forward. So that's why I started playing guitar.
Yes.
And I mean, to think now, okay, so normally when I do my shows, I don't imitate Jimmy, I do my own thing. But what I got from Jimmy is this idea that you can find your own sound, you can find your own direction. That directly I got from Jimmy. And I did that. I think I found my own style, I found my own approach, you know. But now doing this show, during the Hendrix tribute, it brings it around full circle, because I'm going back to when I first started playing, and I was trying to learn the stuff that Jimmy was doing. And now I feel like there's, I would say, 2 generations now who've come up since then, who will never have the experience. Like, I never got to see him play live, but a lot of people will come to my show and they'll say, I saw Jimmy play. And it's a tremendous compliment, because they say that they think that we're really capturing the essence of what they remember. And that's the thing, it was so amazing what he brought us. And so to try to keep that going, it's not just the music, but it's something about the way he's channeling something deep. There's a spiritual quality to his music. And so I try to tap into that, and by the reaction, I think people are getting that.
Great. What message would you like to leave for Brazilian audience who follow your music?
Oh, wow. It's been so enriching and so inspiring for me to be able to come to Brazil and play and be appreciated for what I do. I feel so much warmth and so much welcoming, and I just hope that I can continue to give back. You know, I almost feel like, do I even deserve this? You know, you guys are too nice to me.
You are home.
But I do feel home when I'm here, and I appreciate that so much. So I just want to say thank you.
We have to thank you for your work and your amazing performance. I am so thankful to be here with you.
Well, it's so nice of you. And you know, I have to say there are people behind the scenes who make it possible too, and one I want to give some recognition to is Stanley Jordan, who's been booking my tours for 25 years here in Brazil. And one of the things I appreciate is that he knows me really well. He knows that in addition to playing music, I also like to make the time to do community service. It's important to me that the music go beyond just entertainment. And like the first time I played in Brazil, it was at the Free Jazz Festival in Rio. And I noticed that every time we got to the venue, I saw people outside. They would come up to the car, they were asking, do you have something, do you have money, do you have food, you know? And every day I saw this, and so I asked, like, why are there so many people panhandling? That's the word that we use.
Yes.
And they told me, well, you know, we have a big problem with the poverty here.
Yes.
And all these people that you're seeing, they could probably never come to see your concert because they'd never have the money to afford the ticket price.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's do this. After we finish the festival, so I'm done with all my professional obligations, let's just do a free concert.
Oh.
So there's no conflict because I'm already done, you know, we sold the tickets, you know. And so we did a free concert, and they just ran a little thing in the newspaper.
Rio?
Yeah, it was in the Parque da Catacumba.
Oh, great.
And they just ran a little thing in the paper announcing it that morning. And the whole park, filled up with people. And it was the biggest audience that had ever come to see me play. It was like 15,000 people came to see me play. And it was just, I just feel like I could cry just thinking about it, you know, because people had been reading, some saw the concert, but other people had been, you know, reading about it or hearing about it. And to this day, I could be anywhere in the world, any country in the world, and someone from Brazil will walk up to me and they'll say, I saw you in Catacumba, you know? And so that was an important moment because I really felt like that's when I felt like I really made a heart connection with people here. And it's been that way ever since.
Oh, great. I want to take a... Thank you so much.